As someone who was dedicated almost exclusively to Roblox horror games, I had never even heard of some random popular Roblox FPS game, such as Phantom Forces. My competitive shooter focus was entirely outside of Roblox, dedicated to the excellent browser game, like Voxium.io, and minorly, Kirk.io. Until that all changed during my final season in junior high school, when I met a grade 10 classmate. As days passed, he quickly related to my gaming hobby. First he introduced me to Death Road to Canada. Then months later, he admitted that he played Roblox, and, tragically, introduced me to the abyss, known as Phantom Forces. On March 6, 2023, I stepped foot in the game for the very first time. And let me tell you, it was a horrible start. My skills from Voxium.io did not translate. In my first 2 matches, my combined KDR was a miserable 13 kills to 23 deaths. It was kinda toxic and sweaty than usual, ya know. You can see the pain in my early gameplay, which I documented in this video here. Thankfully, I moved on. I spent a few days in the game, realized it wasn't for me, and stepped away. Then, in December 2023, I made a decision of returning, but to me, as I make this video, it was a fatal mistake. And it was even more horrible for a new player, even as a returning new player. The game's learning curve felt like a vertical cliff, and its community was unforgiving. As I began to slowly progress, ranking up, unlocking weapons, and investing time, my hatred for the game started to pile up. I was ranking up, but my KDR was stubbornly not improving. I was getting better, statistically, but worse, mentally. My first major strike came in around late March 2024. My frustration boiled over into the in-game chat, and I received my first in-game mute. It was a short sentence, though I couldn't prove it cause I didn't screenshot it, but anyway, I was mercifully unmuted on April 4, 2024. But I had entered the chaotic 2024 April Fool's Day update arc, which included PDW class revamp, such as damage buff, in exchange of shortened ranges. The stress got worse, and my behavior deteriorated. It was so bad as the sweats and COD weebs are everywhere. My second in-game mute hit me on April 11, 2024. This one was serious. It lasted 3 agonizing months. No way they just muted me, just a week after getting unmuted, like they speedrun the fuck out of it. Despite being muted, I kept playing. I was determined to grind, slowly rising my total kill count past my total deaths. But every fail or death came at the cost of rising, toxic anger for the game itself. Days after being muted for the second time, I made my next big mistake. I joined the official Phantom Forces Discord server. I had a thought about being still able to talk with everyone but only on the server. But meh, I was wrong. Being new to the server didn't help. Weeks after, I quickly got muted there, too, serving the same harsh sentence as my in-game mute. I was muted in their Discord from May to August. A few months later, I was finally unmuted in-game on July 12, 2024. But the damage was done. As I keep playing, my bad in-game chat reputation had grown into something worse. I was starting to mirror the infamous trash-talking styles of NBA players, like Draymond Green or Dylan Brooks. From July to the end of the year, I played normally, meaning I was playing and simultaneously ranting or trash-talking. This resulted in a third mute, 1 week, and a fourth mute, 2 weeks. They were short, but each one was a clear sign. My sanity was slowly being eaten away. Not to mention with this another Discord mute, same harsh sentence as before. I know, it's so bad. You might be wondering why, as you keep watching. I don't even know why, too. Holding back my emotions while being brainrotted by this dipshit furtherly was almost impossible, even while serving my mute. Then came the new year. During the New Year's Day celebration, I almost got slapped with another Discord mute. To evade it, I simply left the server. However, just a few hours later, I was kinda silently banned from the server anyway. I don't even know how they did it though, like, just how. The beginning of 2025 brought the infamous Diddy Forces era, as the major Stylus Studios drama broke out on January 10, 2025, just days after I heard about the devastating Los Angeles wildfire. For a period, the dev team and the mods seemed to be hiding in their cave. This meant I was trash-talking freely, openly rage-baiting the game badly in its state, and none of the in-game reports against me ever seemed to get through to them. But in Roblox, generally, though. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get into the silence of early 2025, I have to take you back to December 21, 2024. This was the day I effectively poked the bear and pulled a Dylan Brooks on the entire Phantom Forces elite community. It all started with a simple community poll regarding the controversial movement nerfs. I saw the poll, saw the pros crying about their movement being ruined, and I couldn't help myself. I dropped this comment. It was peak trash talk, designed to challenge the pro stance. At the time, I was rank 132, a high-rank player with hundreds of hours invested, yet I was treated like a complete outsider for not sharing their elite opinion. The response was immediate and toxic. This random creator, infamous for generating brainrot setups, bad takes, and his love for brainrot guns, and his fanbase jumped on me like I was a rank 0 noob. Bro himself hit me with a roast, trying to humiliate me by saying I only played Voxium IO because I couldn't handle the skill required for Phantom Forces. It felt like a short-term win for them. They felt they had successfully silenced a critic. One of the most desperate moves by the commenters, specifically this guy, was to claim I was a rank 30 and -1 KD player. To so-called prove this, they actually went to my channel and dug up old footage from the 2024 New Year's Day update. They took stats from nearly a year prior and tried to pass them off as my current rank to invalidate my opinion. Ain't gonna lie, the community's elite acted like grinding PF was the ultimate status symbol. They told me I couldn't comprehend simple keystroke combinations, and that my opinion didn't matter because I wasn't a pro. They were so obsessed with policing who deserved to talk about jump distances that they ignored the actual rot starting to form in the community. Then hey, the calendar turned to January 10, 2025, and the Diddy Forces era officially began. The serious allegations regarding child safety and within Stylus Studios and its community broke out. Suddenly, the skill they bragged about didn't matter because the game's foundation was revealed to be morally compromised. Well, this is where the receipts came out. While the devs and mods were hiding in their cave, the very people who roasted me had to watch their community implode. This, the same guy who mocked me for playing Voxium, eventually quit the game he had spent years glazing. I was sitting back with the Steph Curry towelhead smile, watching the chaos unfold from the safety of being a casual player. Their elitism looked ridiculous in hindsight. They argued over minor balance issues while major safety issues were being ignored. They wasted time gatekeeping a first-person shooter while the platform was grappling with real-world exploitation. My initial "Mao" became an unintentional prophecy. The game wasn't worth the investment they were so aggressively defending. In the end, I didn't just pull a Dylan Brooks, I pulled a Dylan Brooks that won the finals. The hurt feelings I caused with a snarky comment were nothing compared to the betrayal and disgust those fans felt when their favorite creator abandoned the game due to the scandal. I was rank 135 when the drama peaked, witnessing the downfall from the inside while they were still trying to lie about my stats.
The background footage for this video is the last time I will ever be touching Phantom Forces. I am done with this. I am done. I am done. I am done with this. I am done. I am done. I am done with this. I am done. I am done. I am done with this. I am done. I am done. I am done with this.
Now, shall we continue? But the silence was broken in May 2025. All of a sudden, I was muted once again for the simple act of mentioning the drama in the chat. This showed the signs that the guys had come out from their cave. It was a 3-month sentence again. This was the moment my sanity started to eat away even worse. One day, I blew off some steam by calling this guy out in my video. I know it's very offensive, but since I found out behind the muter, I didn't took that shit back. On August 12, 2025, I was finally unmuted once again. My reputation in the game had gone beyond bad. It was legendary, and not in a good way. Just 17 days later, on August 29, 2025, another mute struck me. The sentence was initially brief. I was told I would be unmuted on the 24th anniversary of 9/11. But then, a day later, I logged back in, and it was worse. They had gone back and reviewed my history. I was forced to serve a catastrophic 7-month mute. I won't be unmuted until March 2, 2026. Those motherfuckers must have looked back at my entire in-game mute history, or unresponded in-game reports, I guess, and they used it as advantage to drop that kind of big-ass mute on me. Ouch. So I decided to move on from there, but not before I was able to absolutely spend my last days using my glorious HK417 before it got revamped. Just like this video, 4 months later, since I abandoned that game, never returned, day after day, month after month, all while enjoying in Hypershot, which is a blatant Roblox rival's successor but better, as I was fully prepared to let that 7-month mute run its course until March 2026. Stylus Studios decided to pull one last LeBron move. Whoever loyal to these pigs went to the refs and called a foul on a play that didn't even happen. Out of the blue, on December 19, 2025, 6 days before Christmas 2025, 4 months into that mute and long after I had already decided not to come back to the game, the mute was upgraded to a permanent ban. The reason? Exploiting. Let's be clear, in the gaming world, exploiting is just a fancy term for cheating. So, what are they saying? That the titles of my post-drama gameplays are exploiting? This? And this? Even when I only shared that someone's clip cuz it was sent to me in Discord. Because I wasn't even in their servers to exploit anything, I was done with the game. I don't even know how to do aimbot because if I did, I would have been gone to an alt to test it. Let that sink in. They didn't ban me for the trash talking, the sanity draining rants, or even the Diddy forces talk. They slapped me with a cheating label. It's the ultimate scarlet letter in Roblox. A desperate attempt to invalidate my rank 166 grind and my clips just to scrub my name from the community. I was trying to get back on my feet on Voxia.io or just playing offline games in my Galaxy S5. But in their world, putting the Diddy Forces term in my post-PF drama video titles apparently translates to exploiting the game's code. It's not just corrupt, it's a comedy of errors. First off, this video was supposed to end at the final nail on the coffin section cuz I started making this video in November 2025. It had so many delays due to life complications, then when I came across with that ban, it allowed me to expand my very career timeline before more delays again until I finally finished my very first narrative video. My YouTube channel is full of randomized unedited or edited gameplays and I'm usually semi-active by now since late 2024. My reputation in Diddy Forces is worse than I ever thought possible as I make this video. I've become a martyr for the community's rage. All along, I've been wishing that I should have never returned since March 6, 2023, or I should have stepped down from the game again when it started looked more bad in terms of gameplay and in-game community interactions upon returning. Here's 4 things of what I had done bad and you should not follow. 1. I let my frustration turn me into someone I'm not. When you start trash talking like I did, you aren't winning, you're just letting the game's toxicity win over your character, so don't go Draymond mode in chat. 2. Don't give them the leverage. If you feel yourself getting angry enough to type, just leave the server, like I should in Hypershot, by either hopping to a new server or just go to private server since it's free to create one only. Once you get on their radar with one mute, they will use your entire history against you later. 3. I tried to be the villain of their community. For example, by rage baiting the people that glazes for unbalanced weapons or something. But all it got me was a legendary bad reputation in terms of behavior, a lot of in-game mutes and then, a permanent ban. Being a martyr for the community's rage isn't worth your only Roblox account, or your peace of mind. 4. The moment a game starts affecting your mental health and making you act toxic in chat, the game has already won. Just quit the game as much as possible, even if you have to. I stayed too long and lost my cool, and it wasn't worth the rank 166 grind. The more I rank up and my sweaty gameplay is growing, the more my sanity is draining and the toxic behavior is bigger. I got better at the game, but I became a worse version of myself in the process. But all of that madness did not affect me to how I talk with real people, such as my classmates in school back then. For those who already watched these certain videos and has since started hating on stylists for their post-drama actions and cover-ups, and is watching this video, I kinda appreciate it. To those who say I deserved that long list of mutes and a ban, regardless of the stylist studio's drama that generationally defined the game in terms of reputation, I don't care. The biggest point is that I became a Dylan Brooks the game wanted me to be, and that's why I'm telling you to quit ASAP. Boy, I once got bullied for 7 years straight until the pandemic hits. If you still aren't convinced, have it your way then. 'Cause no one in hell in any FPS community likes it when a staff decides to ban a guy with any cheating label, just because of being a vigilante or whistleblowing this kind of serious situation towards the developers. After that fallout, who would ever even play that game right now? So, to everyone watching, never play this garbage. The game's popularity has been in a clear decline since the fallout, yet it hasn't been shutted down as it should have deserved it, like that supposed successor, Adrenaline. They have since brainwashed their own whole community by these stupid updates, like some guns getting new models, along with their new recoils respectively. They really think they can get away with it after all what they've done. I protest for its closure. Do yourself a favor and find a better FPS, like Hypershot, or some IOFPS games that I mentioned before. Save your sanity.